guys, welcome back to another episode of A Lot of You Have Been Asking. I am so excited for today's guest. A lot of you have been asking about him. I've been joined by Johnny, let me say, the PE guy you guys might know him as. How does it feel being known as that?
It's exciting. It's new. It's very different for somebody who's never worked in finance a day in his life. So.
Yeah, right. Oh, you've never have?
No, yeah. Isn't that wild?
That is
and
really
people are like,
wild.
oh, the PE guy. And I'm like, yeah, who's that? Not me.
Can you tell people who are listening and watching, like, what the PE guy is and how you got started doing this stuff?
Yeah, so the PE guy is a character. His face is a filter on Snapchat.
A lot of people probably think it's your real face.
Yes, that which is alarming because it's so distorted.
It's very disturbing.
Yeah, but it's one of those filters that it's like subtle enough where it could be someone's face.
Yeah.
But like his eyes are kind of going in different directions, so it's like a little like people are like, should I, like I don't want to ask. But yeah, it's just a character I came up with like based on like the filter came across my face, and I was like, I like to make fun of like know-it-alls.
Yeah.
And like, I just one day was like. Because I think I had a conversation at a wedding with somebody who, like, and he was like...
He was the inspiration.
He was the inspiration. But I always get cornered at weddings. So, like, this guy inspired me at a wedding. I don't remember where it was. And he was like, oh, like, you work for SoulCycle. Like, are they PE backed? Are they... And, like, he was, like, attacking me. And I was like, I don't know. Like,
Like, how am I supposed to know these
things? I have no idea.
things?
I'm an instructor there. I don't understand, like, whatever. And so I was just like, oh, like, and I just kind of, like, mimicked this guy. And I did it on my stories, and then someone was like, you need to post this on Reels so I can, like, I wanted to show my mom, but it's gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never done a Reel. Like, I think I did my wedding video as a Reel, but I was like, I've never done that. So, like, I don't know. I'm, like, trying to go off on TikTok, and that's not working.
Totally.
And so I did, and it, like, the next morning I had like 100,000 views, and I was like, "What?"
It's crazy how they do that for you.
It was wild. And
right?
then the next one, I was like, "All right, maybe that's a fluke." And I did it again, and I was like, "Okay, wow, this is exciting." So
just taken off from there.
And then she just took all right off. Yeah,
PE guy was born.
So now that's and it's like taking over my life. It's like taking over the way I talk. I'm like talking like him. It's a little concerning. Yeah, literally saying like awesome. And now when I'm like with friends at dinner or something, people will be like. So, like, yeah, I mean, it was just awesome. It was like, or they'll be like, oh, it's just like a really decent price. And then they're like, sorry, I didn't mean, like, people can't talk around me
It's
anymore.
just creeping its way into every aspect of your life.
Yeah. But it's been fun.
So what were you doing before PE guy was born? Like, what was the story of Johnny?
Like all the way back story?
Yeah, give me the backstory.
Well, I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
I went to the University of Denver. I got a business degree, undergraduate business degree, because everyone is doing that.
Of course.
And then I was just like, what am I going to do with my life? And then I long story short, ended up at the Ellen DeGeneres show for 2 years.
Okay.
As a production assistant,
wow.
Which was wild.
That sounds wild.
Yes.
I want to talk about that.
Yes. I'm sure like my non-disclosure agreement from 2012 is expired at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was at Ellen for 2 years. Then I moved to Chicago, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? I moved back home, back in with my mom, and I was like, this is kind of like depressing. I found SoulCycle. SoulCycle moved me to New York, or I moved to New York for SoulCycle training, which is what they used to make you do for like 10 weeks.
Oh, wow.
And it was nuts. It was really fun. But then they were like, you're not moving back to Chicago, you're moving to Boston.
Okay.
And
so they like dictate where you go.
Yeah. Well, they used to, like, because I think it used to be a bigger deal than it is now. There's a lot more competition out there. So they used to be able to say like, you're going to Boston and we're giving you health insurance and a 401k. So I was like, yes.
You're like give it all to me,
I'll
please.
do anything. Yeah. So they moved me to Boston, and then I met my now husband like 2 days after moving here, and I was like, I guess I'm like staying in Boston.
Damn it.
But I love Boston. So,
yeah.
So that's how I ended up here at SoulCycle. Worked at a CBD company, supplement company called Beam. You probably heard of Beam.
Yeah.
I think maybe they worked with you.
Yeah, I've worked with them before.
Beam for 5 years, and then now Barry's and SoulCycle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's quite the resume.
A lot of different things.
A lot of different things. But that's also a lot of, I feel like a lot of that too has like led to your content too. Like production at Ellen.
Yes.
Beam being in like I feel like it's a very like influencer heavy product in terms of like a lot of influencers work with Beam.
Yes.
And then having to be like on stage as a fitness instructor has led you to this point.
Dance monkey dance. Yeah. And all sort. I mean, I luckily have come across all sorts of people throughout those different things.
Yeah.
You know? Obviously, Ellen producers and things like that, who I was going to get their coffee and getting yelled at by that, things like that.
Oh, God.
And then, you know, working for SoulCycle and watching SoulCycle as a business go through different things and seeing like hundreds of people a day at SoulCycle in, you know, from 2016 to now. Now I'm really part-time. So super, very part-time at SoulCycle. But yeah, I had a lot of inspo.
Yeah. Well, now you have the PE guy to help bring you to the next phase.
That's the next phase. And I thought, I mean, I was ready to just cash it in and be like a dog dad and stay home and
goals.
You know, I was like, all right, this is, I guess, what I'm doing. I'm a part-time fitness and who knows, it could still all. I have this weird fear that it'll just all go poof into thin air someday.
Oh yeah, it's always in the back of our minds.
Yeah, it's like that someday they're just not gonna like it anymore, and it's gonna go to 0 views on every reel I post. But for now, I'm really having a good time.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's the fun of it too, is like actually enjoying what you're doing, and I mean, you can't not with like the way that you're.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. Like I just post like the dumbest stuff and people and I think it's funny.
Yeah.
And people are like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, wow.
You're like, really?
This is amazing. Like I'm like, some people and like I do think that a lot of people have like very serious jobs and they're like they don't have a lot of like comedy in their life.
Things to like laugh at.
And the podcasts they're listening to on the way to work are like, today in the NASDAQ, you know, it's like just horrible. Like people are like, oh my God, thank God someone's
just poking fun at it and bringing light to like. I mean, it is like ridiculously, stupidly serious, the industry in general. So being able to like poke fun at it is so important. And I feel like a lot of people probably see themselves in the PE guy in some way. And
they
are
all
like,
say that too.
Holy shit. Like, is this what I sound
me?
like?
Yeah. They're like, is that me? Did I just say that to somebody at a wedding? Like, or I get a lot of women who are like, this is literally like 3 of my exes.
Yeah.
Like all wrapped into one guy. They're like, do you know my ex? Like
You're
sending me their names. I'm like, I probably met him at a wedding.
Yeah, right. You probably talked my ear off.
Yeah.
Why is it that I feel like straight guys talk off gay guys' ears at weddings?
I think that they're like excited to show that they like are an ally. They're like, I have a cousin who's gay, and then they're like, you're like cool, man.
Yeah,
you're
right.
Really cool.
I'm like, oh, were you surprised?
Yeah. They're like, you're cool. Like, yeah, you're not. I don't know. You're not trying to kidnap me or whatever they think's gonna happen.
Hit on me. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm all set. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, so like, what about you? And that's where like the relatable thing comes in. People are like, so okay, SoulCycle. Like, yeah, I don't know many people who are, you know, only fitness instructors for a job, but like, maybe we can relate. Like, they must be private equity owned, right?
Yeah.
Because I work in private equity, you know.
I own you, is what they're saying.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I basically own you. And I'm like, probably, honestly.
Yeah, they have to find that one sliver of some type of compatibility in some way, shape, or form.
And they'll find it.
They will.
Yeah.
It's usually private
equity. And then corner
related.
me in a room, which is what happens to me. And I'm way too nice. I get backed into a corner. I don't say no. I get like, I'm never like, oh, my friend's over there.
Yeah.
But I should. And then no one comes to save me because they're like, he looks like he's
having a good time.
He's having fun. And I'm like, Jesus.
I wonder if that's like, are you a people pleaser?
Yes. The Midwest people pleaser, middle child.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah, that's the same way with me. Like I for some reason, people think that I want to talk to them versus my friends.
Well, and you especially, I think people are like, oh, like you really do have this like, oh, I know you from the internet. So like, let's like, you're probably in the grocery store and you're like, oh no, like, oh, I really just want to.
See, those don't bother me. Like the grocery store, like saying hello and whatnot. It's like people that I meet at like a wedding. Like I'll use that for an example. That just will commandeer my time for the night, and I'm like, you know, I did not come here to hang out with you.
Like the bride's cousin's boyfriend who got the last minute invite.
Or like the bride's cousin's like girlfriend that is like drunk in the bathroom and is like, can you like tell me what's going on?
Do you have an Altoid?
I had some of
yeah. Please leave me alone.
Literally.
I know.
Yeah. Are you gonna foray into any other characters, or are you gonna stick with the P guy for now?
I am. Like the character himself is evolving, and there's things happening. Like there's a new storyline with like his wife is like talking to the tennis pro at the club a lot, and like I'm like, maybe the tennis pro comes in, but it is the same thing every time, but with different things and for different cities and stuff. But I don't want to lose my momentum by going like, okay, here's like,
I'm totally different.
Here's a new person. People are like, what is this?
Yeah.
So like, I want to, but I know that there's a line of, and I get a lot of boomers are giving me that feedback.
Yeah.
My mom's like, well, maybe there's a new character for you. And I'm like, I'm not trying to make you happy.
Yeah,
Mom.
right.
Like this is, the algorithm likes it and I'm just going to keep driving
And I don't
it.
want to mess up what people are liking right now.
Yeah. I'm just like, stick with, and so, yeah. And some people have like a lot of unsolicited advice,
Of
you
course.
know. A lot of people are like, just keep rolling with it. And
What are your DMs? Do you get any like hateful ones?
that is like such an interesting question because that's what people are asking me. Like a lot of people are asking me that, and I'm just like, so many people are asking.
A lot of you have been asking.
A lot of you have been asking. Do you get hateful DMs? I get probably like 1 or 2 every like 10 days, honestly. That are
Really?
just like, this isn't funny or you're beating a dead horse. And I'm like, first of all, I know.
Yep.
And secondly, comedy's subjective. So you can't just say it's not funny.
Exactly.
So I win. I'm fine. I'm so good. But
You
I
have
get
the answers ready.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
But I don't get any like, this is hurtful.
Yeah.
You know, because I'd be like, who am I? And if you're actually that character, if you're actually flying private to like Italy, like you're not looking at this and being like, oh, like my feelings are hurt.
Yeah, right.
It's like you're like, oh, I'm still on a private plane to Naples.
You're like,
so,
yeah, like
all's-
we have a Wi-Fi router on our
yeah.
jet.
Everything's good. Yeah. Like, oh, you made fun of my like the school I went to that was $70,000 a year for preschool. Like, oh, like I picked a really good group of people to make fun of.
And
so,
also, I feel like they're easily mockable because of how ridiculous and over the top they are.
Yes.
That's kind of like how I started, like with like my influencer characters and whatnot. Like, I was just going so over the top for what these people were doing. Like during the pandemic, I was like unboxing my nephew and doing all these random things. Like, I think people like relate to that like over the top character of it all because we all know someone like that or follow someone like that.
And I think that I mean, it's just like comedy is always like the extreme example of everything. So like when SNL makes fun of SoulCycle, I'm not, and like instructors, I'm not like, oh, like, I'm like, that's crazy. I know 2 people like that.
Yeah, right.
I know 2 people exactly like that. Like, and I'm like, and if I saw myself in any part of it that was like disturbing, I would maybe be like, like question my behavior and maybe like tailor it a little bit. So
reflect.
Yeah. And especially with, you know, influencers and very rich people, there is an extreme example, and I think that they can often laugh at themselves.
Yeah,
so.
and there's a level of like they're so untethered to like what's actually going on in the world that like it's easy to make fun of them for that.
Yeah, and like for the most part, I really like the hateful. There's been really nothing like. I can't even think of one that was like, there was maybe one that like ruined my day. Yeah. Because I don't do feedback. Like I'm not here for
You're not open to alternative feedback.
Which is hilarious because Barry's is super feedback driven. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you've ever taken a Barry's class. You probably have. Yeah. Like they send you an email that's like, how did Johnny do? And you get to rate Johnny. But then Johnny gets the email. Yes. Johnny gets what you said. So I
didn't know that you directly get that. Mm-hmm. That is really interesting.
It doesn't say the name of the person, but it says the stars out of 10.
Wow.
Or the number out of 10 and what they said. So
interesting.
I've unsubscribed from that email.
Good.
And and if they see this and they don't like that, I'm unfortunately not able to continue as an instructor there.
Right.
While receiving feedback that says, like, didn't like his voice.
It's
like,
not good for your mental health.
No.
Well, humans are not meant to be getting feedback constantly all day, every day. Probably. This podcast is very science-based.
Yes, because I'm not here for feedback.
No, I think too, like, even with the world of social media, like, people can say anything and do anything behind the luxury of their computer screen or their iPhone or their Droid if they have one. Hopefully not.
Yeah. Well, most of the ones that are haters do.
Yeah. Seriously.
They're on the Droids.
They're seeing things in a pixelated way.
Green text messages coming through. Yeah.
If somebody sends me a green text message, it's like I know we're not meant to like.
We're not. It's not meant to be.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
you're like right over here.
Yeah.
Respect, but like
I respect your dedication to wanting to be that different.
Yes.
But you don't have to be.
Yeah, no, because Apple is here for you, and iMessage works in Europe and probably Asia. I don't know. So
again, science.
Yeah, it's all science. Yeah. So long way of answering. Not a lot of hate, and that's been lovely. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
That's the more you grow. Hate to be the bearer of bad news.
I know. That's the problem.
The more hate you will get.
Yep. And especially when they find out I'm a gay man married to a man.
Exactly.
Yikes. Because I've been able to hide behind the face and the character's vest and everything, but when that comes out,
Yeah. Well, when they see, I think
Daily
too,
Mail
like
article about it. Yeah, PE guy's actually gay.
Shocker to the world.
Shoot.
Well, it's also funny, like, people, most straight men are not posting videos on the internet.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That's true.
You know, not hopefully. There's space for everyone, I guess, on the internet.
Yeah. If
but
you want, you can.
I don't know many straight men that are posting those types of videos online.
Not well.
So, no,
but yeah.
They're definitely not doing it right.
No, certainly not. Choppy transitions.
Yeah. It's not aesthetic.
Yeah, no.
No.
They're not exporting from their MacBook to their phone to post and Googling what time is right to post.
Exactly. You know, you have to do those things.
Yeah.
What's like the craziest thing you've learned about like the social media world since having so much go viral?
Oh my gosh, I don't even. I guess the craziest thing would just be that like that it can go from like 0 to, and it wasn't 0. I had like 7,000 followers, and like
which is still.
But like it can go from that to 87,000, whatever that, 80,000 followers in April, May, June, in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
That it can do that because it just like, and that you're kind of feeding this like. That's like the craziest thing. Like I talked to ChatGPT. I don't want her to hear me.
No, I love her.
I'd be really nice to her because I'm afraid she's gonna take over. But I ask her and I say, you know, when should I post? And then she'll tell me like, you've got momentum. Keep, you know, like it's a game now.
She's your coach.
Yes, yeah, literally. And she's like, hey, yeah, have you posted? You know, and then I'm like, should I cross post? And the crazy thing I've learned though is that it literally is like, it is a machine, and it's like. And now I'm feeding it. If I want to keep, you know, growing, and also another crazy thing is that people will pay me to in that face make cameos for them.
Yeah.
So cameos and like personalized videos for them that are.
That's so fun.
And I think they get drunk and then they Venmo me.
Yeah.
Which is Venmo. Hello, if they're listening, like Venmo's gonna send me the IRS. The Venmo's gonna send me a big. Tax bill
I know they will.
Yeah.
They get that.
Yikes. Yeah. I've been shocked by the whole thing. Honestly.
Yeah. It's really cool though to be like catapulted into it in a way that like you weren't experiencing before.
Yeah.
Obviously like you had a social following just through doing like fitness and whatnot.
Yeah.
I feel like you have kind of a cult following of people that follow you in Boston that go to your classes specifically for you. But now you have all these people online that come to your page specifically for
PE guy. Yeah. And they're like, what is this? Like Barry's schedule you're posting. And I'm like, okay, this all was here before you got here. Like, so
you're
I'm
new
gonna
here.
maintain some level of like, you know, what are these golden retrievers? I'm like, they were the center of this page.
Oh,
before,
yes.
so.
And they will continue to be.
Yes, you'll be seeing them. Yeah.
What is life like? Do they know that dad's famous now?
That's a really good question. That's a really, really good question. That's why we do these podcasts.
It is. Do your dogs know that you are famous?
Yes. I think that they know something's changed because I am now screaming at my phone that's propped up on my staircase like multiple times throughout the day. So, and in this crazy voice. So they know something's different.
Yeah.
And there's less walks because, you know, dad's making cameos.
You're so busy.
Dad's making, you know, content. Yeah.
Content creation never sleeps, guys.
Yeah,
it's a really busy
Truly.
industry. We're always chugging along.
Yeah, we are.
And you said you've done like one brand deal now as PE guy, right?
I've done one brand deal, like official, like paid collab. Okay. And that was with the Black Tux.
Yeah.
And it was just like they had reached out, and I'm getting some DMs from some weird emails from some interesting other things. There's a lot of AI things that are freaking me out, so I'm not gonna like do those. I think there's some weird like things from
people really come out the woodwork.
Very odd emails, but the Black Tux was legit, and it was the first one, and I was just like, is this real?
Yeah.
And then they were like, what are your rates? And I was like. Well,
like, what are my rates?
Well, that's so funny you should ask because I was just talking to my agent and my manager about that, and I'm like, ChatGPT, I'm like, here are my insights on Instagram. But it worked. I also have a friend who works at Beam still, and she does partnerships, and so I'm like kind of bouncing things back and forth with her. Yeah. And she's like, go for it.
Oh my God, I used to pretend to be my manager all the time before
Did you give yourself a fake name?
Oh my God, yeah, I was like Amazing. Victoria.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Victoria, Hayden's manager. Like, here's what Hayden can do. It's literally me. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there like pretending to type away.
That's now what I should do.
Now ChatGPT is your Victoria.
And maybe I could do like if I had to do a Zoom with them, I could do like my regular face, and I could be like, I'm Mark. Yep. And I'm the PE guy's.
And agent. You look somewhat similar to him, but like not.
We're related distantly.
Yeah. Very distantly.
Yeah. Super distantly. Yeah.
Are you into, what is like your pop culture world look like? Like what is your vibe? Are you a reality TV person? Are you celebrity? Like what are you into?
I am a big, I'm really bad with Bravo. Like really bad with like Housewives. I've never gotten into the Housewives, which is a crime.
What?
A crime, I know. But I feel like there's a time in life for like, if there will not be, but if there was like another pandemic and I had time,
yes.
I would get into the Housewives.
Go back and do all that.
I'm a big Below Deck guy.
Oh, okay. So
which
you're
a lot
not
of people
full anti-Bravo.
No, I'm not. No, not at all. But I'm a Below Deck guy. I miss the old day, obviously, but a Below Deck
like
every night.
I miss
June
those days.
Hannah. Yep. And Kate Chastain.
Yep.
I love her.
Kate
Traders.
Chastain's
I love
incredible.
Traders.
Yep.
Traders is like so those are like the reality shows I feel like that I stick to, and then I watch Wheel of Fortune every night. I'm literally not kidding.
That's like me and my fiance with
Every
Jeopardy.
night.
We watch it.
Well, see, I'm too
every single
stupid
night.
for Jeopardy.
So I am too.
So what do you just sit there and feel
I sit there
stupid?
and yell at answers and they're completely wrong.
Okay.
I get,
that's a good way to
sometimes
learn.
I get like there's one category if it's a pop culture category.
Yes.
And Aaron, my fiance, will be like, "All right, like you got this one. Here we go." And
Yeah.
he'll just like sit there and watch me go, and I'm like, you know
And then
what? I'm not that dumb.
Yeah. You're like, I got it.
I got one category.
Yeah,
on
but then the
Jeopardy.
rest are like medieval, whatever. But the nerds that are actually on the show, no offense, the nerds that are on the show are like they don't get the pop culture ones.
No, literally,
And I'm like,
I'm
I'd rather
screaming
know
at the
the pop
TV.
culture ones.
I'm screaming like, "It's Taylor Swift!
Yeah.
It's Taylor Swift!"
And they're like, Olivia Rodrigo. You're like, God.
You're like, how
Yeah.
did these people function?
That's so funny that you're Jeopardy. Yeah,
Big
I'm
Jeopardy.
a big Wheel of Fortune guy. It's like a massage for my brain at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it's so dumb. Like you really can be a total moron and watch Wheel and be good at Wheel.
How have you been transitioning from Pat to Ryan?
Really well.
Really?
I took it really well.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was kind
My
of like
parents aren't big fans of Ryan.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I did want to see what people. I was curious what the rest of the world was thinking, but I was cool with it because I was like, this is a hard job because one time Vanna did. She subbed in for Pat because he had like shingles or something for like a week. She did, and she did an okay job, but she was like, "Ooh, no, there are no T's."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God, this is like if I did it."
Yeah.
But Ryan, I think, has done a good job.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm proud of him. And it's kind
Interesting.
of like your parents get divorced, which I've had happen. Your parents get divorced, and like your new stepdad is like super similar to your dad and isn't ruffling any feathers.
Okay.
Like isn't like he just kind of seamlessly. And I have a stepdad but like that's like they got married like 10 years ago. I was like a full adult. Like this is like you're a kid. You still need like the guidance. Like it felt like a very good like a nice handoff. So
That's a really good analogy, honestly.
that's how I feel about it. And I think that I feel like Pat, it's nice that Pat's not like dead.
Yeah.
Like it's like he's still around. He could still like maybe pop in.
That's
for like
what's sad about Alex Trebek.
I know.
He's
yeah.
gone.
Oh wow, I
And
kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, Ken is good, but
Yeah, not the
he's
same.
not the same.
No, and I will say it's not the same. Like there's some things that Ryan does that upset me, but like I'm just like, oh, like Pat would never have said that.
Yeah.
Or you're trying too hard. So, but in general, I'm
So
okay
Below
with that.
Deck, Wheel of Fortune.
Below Deck, Wheel. Oh, The View every day.
The View.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
You're so much like Aaron. He has to watch Live with Kelly and Mark every single morning.
Okay, yeah.
And The View. He doesn't want at 10 o'clock to 11 is like, okay, I should
10
maybe
to
do
noon
some work.
then because The View's on at
11 to 12, right?
yeah. Well, and I have no excuse to not catch it because I'm sitting at home all day. But I don't catch The View every day like on TV and live, and I'll just listen to the podcast. At 4 p.m. they release a podcast.
Oh, I didn't know that they did
of
that.
the show.
Wow.
And it's
I should
like
know that in the podcasting
and you can just
world.
click next through all the
through all the things you
ads
don't
and-
wanna hear.
and or like it's a guest you don't care about.
Yeah.
And I'll be like walking my dogs listening to The View the next morning or if I miss it.
So that's how you
every
stay
day.
up to date on current events.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, I'll like
Whoopi's
like this
lens.
weekend. Yes, yeah, sweet Whoopi. This weekend, I was like, oh boy, like the whole like Iran thing, not to get political. I was like, shoot, like the girls are so upset.
The girls are fighting.
They're so upset.
They're
Like,
really upset.
The View girls are like at home being like, it's Saturday, like we have 2 days, we have to wait to talk about this. They're fuming.
Oh my God! Wait, it's Monday and it's where you came here during The View.
Yeah.
That was so kind of
Yeah,
you.
but don't worry, it's being recorded.
Yeah.
And I've got a light day after
Yeah.
this, so I'm gonna head home and I don't know, maybe make a video or and then watch The View.
Of course, literally. That's the perfect.
So I
afternoon.
can't believe I almost forgot to tell you I watched The View.
Yeah, The View is great. I love high quality television.
Yeah,
you get action, drama,
a little less drama
nostalgia.
Than when Megan was there. Megan McCain.
Yes,
she was a fire cat.
We also I came up in the era of like the Elizabeth Hasselbeck, Rosie O'Donnell feud.
So good.
Which was really. It really set the stage for a lot of decisions I made in my life in terms of like what I wanted to watch.
Elizabeth inspired you. Yeah.
I don't know if Elizabeth inspired you. Rosie might have inspired me more.
I love the storming off, all that drama. They tend to keep it like a little bit, but every once in a while they butt heads with each other, and I love it.
Yeah. That's why I'm surprised you don't like The Housewives.
I know. Well, because I know.
Is it too big of a beast to try to chew off?
Yes, exactly that. I know that when I like open the door, I'm gonna be like, oh my God.
It's going to be overwhelming.
It's like decision paralysis forever, where you're like, there's so much. It's like going to like a restaurant where there's like 4 pages on the menu, versus going to like a restaurant where there's like 4 items up on the menu. A simple guy like myself can be like, okay, chicken on the bowl with the right, like I need simple.
You need something that's not the Cheesecake Factory.
Exactly.
And Real Housewives is the Cheesecake Factory. The View is,
Kava.
Yeah. That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
So tell me about dog dad life, because we're both dog dads.
Yes.
How is that?
Dog dad life is amazing.
Yeah.
I love them both. We had one who passed away last year, which was like a life ruiner. Like I thought I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like it was like the only reason I'm sticking around here is because there's another one. And then I was like, we need to get another one. Not to replace her, but I was like, this was a 2-dog household.
Totally.
So you
can't go back.
We will be restoring the peace. Like I was like, next summer I will be on a paddleboard with both golden retrievers and it will be photographed and put on Instagram. And I did that this weekend. So. They're the best,
Yeah. Dogs change your life.
Totally.
Like, true. Like I've never been a dog person until I got my dog Turk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I had dogs growing up that I liked, but I was never I was kind of like, and I had always had like little yappy ones that were kind of like, get away from me. Like I liked them, but I was never
you weren't
obsessed.
Like cuddling with them on the couch.
No,
kind of thing.
Now it's like a totally different scenario and experience, which is quite frightening.
Yeah.
Putting yourself out there like that, knowing that inevitably it will happen and your life will just be destroyed.
Yeah.
That's
I know it's like a weird and then you're just like, okay, this is the best and worst thing that's going to happen to me. And if you choose to keep doing it, it's going to continue. Like our vet, when I brought our 3rd dog, our puppy Maggie, and the vet was like, "Oh, we're doing this again."
Yeah, like
she was
ready.
like, "So I can't believe you." She's like, "You golden retriever people, like you keep doing this to yourselves."
Yeah.
Because they have problem. Like they have like they get like early cancers and stuff because there's a little bit of like inbreeding going on. The good ones are the ones that are like mixed pups. It's like not like a purebred because then those ones live to like 15 sometimes. Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Absolutely. Turk's going to live forever. Have you heard about that drug that's coming out next year?
I keep seeing that.
You keep saying it's coming out next year. I'm like, we need this now more than ever. Basically, it's supposed to like increase the lifespan of your dog by
hopefully to like 85.
Yeah. I would love my dog to outlive me.
Yeah.
That would be
ideal. That'd be great. Yeah. As long as we all get long lives.
Yeah. I'm fine with 85.
Yeah. That's good.
I think that I've checked enough off the list. Hopefully,
hopefully by then. At this rate,
At this rate with PE guy.
Hopefully he has 8
influencer
billion
over
followers. Here. The whole world's following PE guy. Yeah.
Hey, we're on our way there.
Yeah, let's go.
One question I like to always ask people is I like to like pull back the curtain on kind of like the content world. What is the hardest thing about filming for you? Is it just the talking to your phone? Because that was a big pill for me to swallow. I was like, who the fuck's listening or watching?
Well,
I'm like, hi guys.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like I'm kind of used to the talking to the phone thing. I think it's more like when I'm filming with the PE guy face on, I'm like not worried because I'm like his face is like, with respect to him, it is ratchet. Like it's. So I'm like, okay, I don't care what I look like, really. Like I can be like gently sweating too, and no one can really see it over the filter. But if I'm taking a video of myself, just talking to the camera, like, like myself, I'm worried about what I look like.
Of course.
I'm like, is the lighting good? Like it's weird, you can't see my face, my hat's shady, my whatever. But with PE guy, I'm just like, and I think the hardest thing about filming with PE guy is like, my voice starts to hurt halfway through a video.
It's straining.
And I have to cough or something. and then start the video over, which is infuriating because I do a lot of memorizing of scripts.
I was going to say, you memorized the full thing.
I memorized the script, and then I put my computer behind my...
I love when people watch us like
we
we're
have
in
fans.
a cage.
They think we're talking about... They think we're talking about sports.
Of course.
We're like, the Celtics are so good. They're like...
If you're not watching on video,
I hope there's audio feed out there so they can hear us.
This woman is just straight up staring into the podcast studio right now. We should wave.
Hello.
Hi.
We should put up a QR code with our Venmos.
I know, honestly. Or just like follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, literally. I don't know, she didn't look like the...
No.
Yeah, like she would like my
type.
content. Yeah.
No.
But no, I memorized the script. I put my computer behind my phone with bullet points, like 5 or 6, like very large, bold, like Oakmont Country Club. I just did one. Oakmont Country Club, Land Rover, or like Range Rover. 2 kids, one is 8, one is 7, like is going to Italy in June. Like, so Italy, kids, like, so it's right there. So, but I memorized the rest of what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
and I'll get like
talking points.
all the way through it, and like a dog will squeak a toy. And I'll be like, literally, like there are videos, I'm gonna do a blooper reel soon.
You have to,
But like there are videos where I can't show what I do when my dog does that. Because I'm like, I'm swearing at her, screaming, and like putting her in her crate. And she's like, what? So like back to your dog, do they know? Like, they know something's different. Like they're like, why does he get so mad?
They know that dad is like a bridezilla for Instagram, essentially.
Literally. And then I'm like, whoa. We started this to have fun. Like, let's
rein it in a
let's
little.
pull it back. We're just making a video on Snapchat of our face for somebody who's gonna Venmo us.
Yep.
You know, like
it's not that serious.
It's gonna be okay.
Do you get recognized because the filter is so different?
Yes. That's a good
but
question,
do people come up to you and are like, are you?
They do. They have. We were at a restaurant. We were at what's that place in Dorchester? That Comfort Kitchen.
Oh yeah.
We were there, and it's like a tiny little restaurant. And we were there with 2 friends, my husband Justin and I, 2 friends, and we're sitting there, and like, there's a guy sitting at a table. I didn't even notice him at all. And then he gets up to leave with his wife or girlfriend or whatever, and he stops and he's like, Are you the PE guy? And I was like, yes.
You're like, this is my moment.
Like, yes. And I was like, guys, like I'm so glad you're here for this. Like, yes, I am. Thank you so much.
Nobody would have believed me otherwise.
Nobody would have believed that some random guy at this tiny restaurant came up to me and asked me. He was like, thank you so much. Like, you make me laugh. And I was like, oh, like, you're so welcome.
That's
like,
so kind.
I was going to be like, do you want a picture? Or like, he was like, no. And then my friends were like, this is like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
They were like, that was like not normal and not at all expected. And I was like, maybe I'm a bigger deal than you like thought.
Yeah.
Also, like, because I responded to one of your Ask Me Anythings. Like, someone was like, do your friends and family think you're funny?
Yeah.
And you were like, no. And I was
Nobody
like, same.
Nobody thinks I'm funny.
Everyone's like, this is like tales old as time. Like, Johnny's being an idiot on the internet. Like, so they're all like, okay, like eye roll, next scroll. You know, I'm like, Justin, did you watch my video? He's like, no, I didn't have time today.
That's how Aaron is. He doesn't watch any of my content.
I'm like, but it's really funny. And he's
like we got engaged, and I'm like, so
I know,
you have to accept.
by the way.
Thank you. I'm like, you have to accept the shared post, the collab post, so that shows up on your. I'm like, people need to know you got engaged too. Who follows you? Like all 5 of them. I'm like, you need to know who it is.
Yeah, your small following needs to know.
They're still hardy.
Yeah, they're here for it.
Yeah,
I know. But so yeah. Anyways, that's happened a couple times in public, and I'm just like, wow. Like, and at Barry's too, people will come up and be like, I'm visiting from Philly. I saw you were on the schedule. I like want to take your class, and I'm like, this is so weird because you probably just had a totally different experience than what you were expecting. Because you had me being like, treadmills, whatever. I tried it in my straight voice, and like not PE guy voice.
Yeah.
And then after class, they're like, can I get a picture? Like, that's happened a couple times. I'm like, this is amazing. I wonder how Barry's feels about it. We haven't talked yet.
Yeah, no.
Barry and I have not spoken
Barry
about
and
it.
you are not in cahoots.
The powers that be at Barry's have not spoken to me about this.
Are you ever going to do like a PE guy class at Barry's?
Honestly, I think...
Because it would be hilarious.
It would be. I would just wish I could do my face a little bit like, I could like make it... Because the face really does...
Yeah. Well,
that's the blessing and a curse.
I was having you on the podcast, and my mom was asking about it because she works for me, and she was like, "Does he look like that?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Okay." She's like, "I'm trying." She like doesn't understand that the filter is like not reality, and so I think it would just be really funny for you to do the class without the filter.
I know. It would be because it's like a behind the curtain kind of.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I think that's your.
And my
your next
voice.
thing.
The only problem is my voice would be
shot
toast at the end. Like I would have like whatever Lady Gaga has that she, like keeps her from you know, or
performing
somebody
at the
has
Super Bowl.
vocal nodes. Who is that?
Oh, Pitch Perfect.
Yes.
Brittany Snow has vocal nodes. She has
That's
nodes.
Yes.
And then she can hit like the really low, like baritone notes all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's next for
That's
you.
what's next. I'm gonna have my voice is gonna totally change.
Truly. What is next for the PE guy and for you? Like, what do you have planned? What do you want this to turn into?
Honestly, like it's
Because it is still new.
It is new, and it's turned into such a thing that I wasn't expecting. So I'm just kind of like rolling with the punches, and I want to like evolve the character, which is happening. Like he's like, you know, he's like now his wife's pregnant. I don't know if you know, with their fourth. So like I want to keep evolving that, but I definitely do want to like have other characters without having so many that you're like
overwhelmed.
You're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So like branch off, new character maybe. What else? Like
would you ever do stand up?
Yes, but I've done stand up. I did a stand up class in Chicago at Second City. I did improv in LA and Chicago, like, you know, those classes. Like, have you ever done that?
I've never done it.
Improv, like 101. They're fun.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it.
I just did what PE guy does. He's like, yeah, they're fun. I did it. They're like, it's like, so you go and like you're in a room with a bunch of people and they're all like from different walks of life and like, you know, it's fun. So I did that. I like improv because you can lean on other people.
Okay.
But stand up, it is literally just you.
Yeah.
And I did a stand up class, and at the end of the class, it's like 8 weeks. You go like once or twice a week, and then you do a set at the end, like a 10-minute set.
It's like your final presentation.
Your final presentation, and you bring all your friends and family. And I don't think I invited anybody. I was just like, this is going to be.
I wouldn't either. I would want it to stand on its own.
And it was like horrifying.
Really? Mm-hmm. Even for somebody though like you, who is your every day, like you're presenting in class, like you're talking to groups of people, so it would feel like it wouldn't be that scary.
I think the one thing about this, the stand up versus like the like microphone at a fitness class is I can literally be like, okay, like lights off.
Yeah.
Like lights off, you're running, you're
and
doing
you like
this.
control the class.
Right. Instead of like people like blinking at you, like that wasn't funny, and you're like, ugh. Like,
yeah,
it's
twist of the knife.
It feels like a lot. Yeah, exactly. So, but yes, I just have to I have to talk to Heather McMahon. Is who I should talk to.
You do. Is she a follower?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So she and I, like years ago, before, I think like when her dad passed away. So I don't know how long ago that was, like 9 years ago maybe. Heather, I'm sorry if you're listening to this is wrong, but her dad passed away, and I reached out to her because someone was like, she's really funny, you should follow her. And so I'd been following her just right around that time. And I reached out to her and I was like, I'm so sorry, like you're so funny, I'm so sorry this is happening to you. And she used to work at SoulCycle in West Hollywood, but I didn't work with her.
Yeah.
She used to work front desk with her friend Raymond. And so like we started following each other. I was like, you're really funny. She was like, you're really funny, like LOL. So we've been following along for years.
And is she now like with the PE guy? Like
she's like, well, I've asked her a couple of times, like, what do I do with this? Like,
she's like, keep going.
And she's like, keep going, love it. Like I was like, should I get a manager? She's like, keep doing it now for yourself.
Yeah.
You know? But so I need to talk to her because she's like the queen of taking, like she started just like posting, you know, she has so many characters.
Oh my God, I
From
know.
like Pitbull to like
She's
Georgia's
hilarious.
number one real estate agent.
She's like huge now. She's literally like she's like just had a cruise.
Yeah.
She just had like a cruise of all of her followers.
The Absolutely Not cruise.
Yeah. Iconic.
I know.
So
with
maybe
Becky Robinson.
Maybe there'll be the PE guy cruise.
Honestly, could you imagine? But it would have to be like super. It would have to be on like the Ritz-Carlton cruise ship. Of course. Yeah. He would do nothing lower than that.
Do you have any other like followers that you've seen come through where you're like, oh my God, why, they followed me?
Yes. Bill Burr. Bill Burr.
Oh yeah.
That he like reposted he like reposted a reel on his story.
Yeah.
And someone was like, oh my God, congrats on the Bill Burr repost. And I was like, wait, what? Because I didn't follow him.
Yeah.
But I was like, obviously I know who he is. I think he's funny.
Totally.
So like him and then Matt Bomer.
Yeah.
I was like, that's insane.
Especially as a gay.
Yeah. Well, and Justin, my husband and I, he was like, everyone has like a hall pass. Mine is Matt Bomer. And Justin's like, you're that much closer to Matt Bomer
like,
now.
You have open DMs.
I was like,
now.
literally,
That's scary.
yeah, terrifying for him. Terrifying for my husband.
I saw you were with Russell Dickerson.
Yes, and Russell Dickerson,
Yeah.
of course, yes, which was hilarious because very stupidly didn't realize who he was, and we were messaging, and he was like, "This is hilarious," responding, and he had a check mark, but like we all have this now, right?
You can buy a check mark these days.
We've all got a check mark.
It's not a big deal.
So I was like, okay, and then I was like, oh, like he's posting these videos, like he's a country singer, and then I was like, oh my God, I know who that is, and then he was like, come to my show in Boston, we're gonna be there this weekend, and I was like, we would love to. So we went, and then I met him and his lovely wife and his band afterwards, and he was like, let's do a video.
I saw that video.
And I was like,
dying.
can I? I was like, is there like a PR person somewhere who's gonna like snatch my camera out of my hand and be like, do not post that? And he was like, no, I don't care, just post it. And I was like,
I love that. Oh, that's so funny. Like having celebrities follow you is like the weirdest.
Well, I'm sure
coolest, like most like parasocial thing. Like like I was on a Bachelor. Reese Witherspoon is like one of my followers, and I freak out about it anytime she DMs me. Like I like scream. Like,
oh my God, and you have to be cool.
No, you're literally. Like, she's from Nashville, and I was in Nashville recently on a Bachelorette, and she was like, "Go to this place." I was like, "Guys,
Reese said we have to go to this place."
Is giving recommendations to us.
My God,
we are officially friends. I'm like, I'm gonna be in the morning show. Like, cast me in the Legally Blonde reboot.
Literally,
you know?
I'm here for you, Reese. Whatever you need.
You're gonna open for Russell Dickerson and Heather McMahon.
Honestly, people are gonna be like, "What is going on here?" It's country stars. You got this random comedian up here. Yeah,
I think it
could happen.
Next. Yeah,
no, but it's like Nicholas Braun from Succession was like one of the first people to follow me. Who I like recognized that because like when the followers are flowing through, they kind of come in and you don't really notice.
Yeah,
and I don't know why I saw his, but I clicked on it and I was like, oh my God, I love this guy, and I think I may have DM'd him like, you're funny or something, like not good.
I do that all the time. With
I need to like chill, but I'm hopeful that things keep going, and maybe people of the level of a Reese Witherspoon will follow along.
Yeah, I mean you're growing crazy, so it's really exciting to see.
It is. It's fun. It's fun. Well, the one thing too, when like someone like a higher tier, like a celebrity follows you, I'm like, oh my God, like I hope he never unfollows me. So that's like Matt Bomer, like, ooh, like I hope he's not like, okay, this is like.
You want to know who that happened with me with?
No, I feel sick already.
No, honestly, it's really not as bad as it could be.
It's for the best.
It was Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah, and she was in the middle. She followed me, and I freaked out about it. And then she was in the middle of the ski trial. When it was happening.
So she was busy.
So she must have just been triggered by something that I said.
Yep.
And just unfollowed me. And
God, they don't understand how hurtful and unfollow.
And I haven't shopped at Goop since.
Yeah, well, there you have it.
And I never did shop at Goop. But,
yeah. What are you
gonna certainly am not now.
Yeah.
The like candle that smells like
her vagina.
Mm-hmm. Wow, certainly not targeted to us.
I don't love that. Yeah, that's not for us.
But honestly, it could have been like an assistant somewhere.
That's true. I also do think I was. Because there's a guy who I just made like a cameo for the Lakers head coach.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
And like his sister-in-law or brother-in-law emailed me and was like, this is who he, so I was like, that's like cool. I'm not a basketball fan, but I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I go and I look up who he is and I'm like, oh, he used to play basketball himself. Like he has some followers. So I go and I look and it doesn't say follow back. Like he's not following me. So I was like, huh. And then I was like, I've convinced myself that celebrities or like high profile people have their own
like personal
account that they like. I don't think Kim Kardashian is scrolling on Kim Kardashian with the check mark.
Oh, definitely.
I think they have their own. I'm not comparing the head coach of the Lakers to that, but I think they have their own thing where they're like, okay, this is my burner account. Like I DM with my sister Kylie on it.
Totally.
I send her things, but it's like a no picture, and they can even like troll somebody if they want to.
Exactly.
It's like a getaway.
Kylie said she like has like the Finsta. That's what the kids call it these days.
Yes.
Finstas.
Damn kids, yeah.
I know.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's so I was like, okay, well maybe he follows me on his Finsta.
Yeah. That's fun. It's a random hodgepodge of people. Same thing with me.
It's random.
It's so random.
And I'm sure I know you have all the Bravo people.
Well, that's because I stalk them.
Well, right.
Yeah. Right. I go to BravoCon and I'm like, hello.
Me again.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's me. Follow me again. Hi.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm so excited that you came on the podcast and chatted with me. We really covered some very random topics, but that's what the best conversations are. We were talking about Wheel of Fortune, the Lakers head coach. Yeah. This is like clear that this conversation could touch anybody anywhere.
It could, yeah.
It could touch the PE guy in real life.
Yeah.
It could touch Reese Witherspoon.
Dogs. I mean,
all in between.
Yeah. I love it.
One more thing I have to ask you, because we are Boston people. Since you've made the transition to Boston, what's your Dunkin' order? Is it just a nice black?
I saw your. I've seen all of your Dunkin' stuff, but there's a good level, like there's a good color.
Okay.
And this is not a right color.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I was going to
This
ask
is
about it.
Cold, hard, cold brew.
Okay.
Like this is just straight up cold brew. But I asked for, and it's my second of the day.
Damn.
So yeah, I'm always buzzing around, and then about 2 o'clock I have a crash and I turn into a toddler if anyone's around me. But this is just a cold brew with light ice and light almond milk.
Okay.
Light ice, more cold brew, almond milk. But he put like light almond milk like this much.
Yeah, not the
And I was
not
like,
the right amount of light.
but when you order it online, they put that much.
Yeah.
And I'm not asking for just, and I know that you drink decaf.
I do,
Which is
only
like my
decaf.
goal
Yeah,
in life. Like I stopped drinking like almost 2 years ago just because.
Yeah.
And like I started
Wait, drinking caffeine or drinking
alcohol.
Yeah.
I stopped drinking alcohol like almost 2 years ago. And I was like, okay, like I'll also like get off the caffeine. too.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Easier
you have to
said
have
than
something,
done. Decaf, I have to. My anxiety goes crazy if I drink caffeine.
Yes.
Like I know it in a minute when they accidentally dose me with some of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You're like someone who's gluten sensitive.
Yeah.
And they're like, you poisoned me.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what? There's pasta. There's gluten in this pasta.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, what did you think you were getting?
I'm ruined for the day. No, I
Truly.
also have anxiety in 1 second after sipping it, but it's like how
But you thrive off of it.
I think I thrive, but also I'd probably be a way better person without it. Like I would be like a lot more level-headed,
Yeah.
But then maybe things like the PE guy wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Because,
That was a hyper moment.
Yeah.
Realization.
I was like jazzed up on whatever that is, a
Your
large.
go-go juice.
Yeah, Mama's go-go juice. Yeah, exactly. So
Amazing.
it is really dark.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
not that, but I love talking to you. And
Yes,
thank you for
this
coming
has
on the
been
podcast.
so fun. My first podcast.
I know. It's certainly not your last.
Well, hopefully not.
I can't wait to
Jeez.
see all the big things for PE Guy and for you.
Thank
and
you.
for the dogs.
Thank you. I'm excited.
It's going to be very fun.
Me and the dogs, yeah.
Reese Witherspoon will be following you next week.
I mean, that's the goal. Reese? Reese, hopefully she listens.
Yes, she
Like and subscribe.
She probably is not listening. She's very busy. But you guys can like and subscribe, like Johnny said, to the podcast everywhere podcasts are available. Follow both me and Johnny on Instagram, TikTok, all the things. And I'll see you guys next week.